Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Let's Have a Pint. Today we have Upside Down Galaxy That from Boiler Brewing Company from out of Lincoln, Nebraska. It is a New England style IPA, 6.9% alcohol by volume. IBUs is not listed on Untapped, might be on the can. 4.12 is the average rating on Untapped. Of course, with that said, this beer has been rated 341 times. Once again, I don't understand the difference here because it says 341 is the ratings. It says total 411, unique is 378. Monthly, it's 63. So I don't know. I don't really understand the differences on those. And the description on Tapped for this beer reads, Southern Hemisphere hop assault. Galaxy galore. Totally hazy and turbid New England style IPA. A little lighter to the eye and drier to the tongue. There are stranger things out there, but not as good. 11 will love it when she turns 21. As you can see, this thing is big as hail. It is a crowler, if you didn't know that. From this company here. I have 3 more in the fridge. The other 3 are, I believe, all stouts. Which these are all going to be a son of a bitch to get through. If you've been wondering why it's been about a week since, it's been almost a week. It's been 2 days shy of a week since I've uploaded a video. It's because right after that, me and my girlfriend went down to Lincoln, Nebraska. Just an hour out of town. Get away. For our anniversary. And I could not resist stopping at Boiler, which was perfect, because they were just a 2-minute walk from the hotel. And I had to do this one first because of the style of beer it is. I am going to enjoy this over 3 different glasswares. This is going to be the first glass I enjoy this out of. Jesus, I can smell it from here. But everything I've ever had from them, I have absolutely loved. And because of that trip, it's gone from 2 different beers, which is, I believe, what I had had from them before, up to 4. So a few things I'm still wanting to try. Like, they're Cuckoo for Coconut. That stout sounds amazing. The Hawaiian Trifecta, which is a coconut stout as well, sounds amazing. Can't remember what all I've had from them, but they have told me that they will be doing Jitters again. That stout, which I love that. I tried while I was down there, I tried their bourbon. It's not bourbon, it's like bourbon. German chocolate cake stout. Tasted exactly like German chocolate cake. And it was also amazing. I gave that, it was so fucking good, I gave it 5 stars. I haven't had anything lighter by them before that There was actually one I did have from them that was lighter. I can't remember anything about it, but I know it wasn't a stout. That was absolutely amazing. Had it at the Casual Pint. Sometime after the guy had the growler of Jitters. So excited I went in too early for that. but it is definitely hazy. You can't really see through it. Uh, Not actually much of a head to this. I don't know if that's because it's a crowler and it used to be on tap. But there's not too much head. There's a hell of a lot of Citra flavor. Maybe not Citra, but it's citrus. I don't know if I'm not too versed in hops. Um, Maybe that's the Galaxy giving that citrus flavor. But that's really what I get out of it. But it smells incredibly juicy. Honestly, that's a very good hazy IPA. There is not a lot of bitterness to that. Let's see. They have the initials for who put this in the crowler, but I don't. That doesn't really matter. And it was October 23rd when it was put in the crowler. It is the 27th now. And I got it 2 days ago. So I got it 2 days after it got crowled. Is that what you would call it? Crowled? It's just juicy the whole way through. And there's a bit of bitterness the entire way as well. And actually, the history of the brewery is pretty neat too. And how they came about the name of Boiler Brewing. See, and when I was there, I had that New England IPA, which I think is the regular version of this. Maybe it doesn't have as much of a description. It just says for that one, hazy and Nebraska IPA. Well, it's Nebraska, but with NE capitalized. IPA made with all Nebraska hops and grain. New England, question mark, pish posh, Nebraska. And of course, the brewery is a mile from the stadium. Did Oklahoma State just score again? And I am glad I got my. I knew I needed to get my top 25 out when I did, because I didn't think I'd be able to get another one out. Another video out. Yeah, I honestly do not have too much to say about this beer. If you're someone who seeks out IPAs, seek this out. If you love hazy New England style IPAs, this is a great beer. This year was the first year I ever had one, and I have had a lot of hazy / New England style IPAs this year. Honestly, the best ones I've had personally have been from Nebraska. Cross Strains Fairy Nectar London Project, which won silver in the category at the Great American Beer Festival. I loved that one. There's also their Hop Shake New England style IPA. That was absolutely incredible, but that was more of it had no bitterness to it whatsoever. It was juice. It was just a juice IPA. And honestly, I might say this is my second favorite, behind that one that's just pure juice. Which one am I thinking of? Sam Adams I never reviewed. There was one I reviewed on the channel that was a New England style. And it was like right on that border between juicy and hoppy. And I don't remember what the hell that was. I remember. I don't remember what the beer was, but now I do. I was gonna say I remember what I was watching. I had so I was watching somebody play Dead by Daylight. I think that's what it's called. This is dangerous. It does not drink like it's 7%. It drinks nowhere near 7%. What the beer was, the one that I'm thinking of is Voodoo Ranger Juicy Haze IPA. I liked it, but it kind of fell flat. It was when this style branches out more and everything. You know, if you're a big brewery doing this style, it doesn't mean that yours is sought after anymore. Yeah, I'm scratching. Those are my balls, so it's fine. Like, Sam Adams, New England style IPA, I'm not really big on. I enjoyed it as a bitter beer, but it was that. It was bitter. Voodoo Rangers was right in the middle between juicy and bitter. And but there wasn't much body there. There really wasn't that much body to it. It was light-bodied. You know, you got a little bit of what it was supposed to be. And it wasn't bad. Like I said in that video, I really did enjoy it. But what I'm trying to get at is this has so much more body to it. So much more depth to the flavors. It's not insanely complicated or anything like that. I'm not going to be able to dissect it to where I can tell you what's on the front of the palate, the middle of the palate, the end of the palate. For the most part, to me, IPAs, especially the New England hazy IPAs, are not that way. This has a slight bit more bitterness than the Voodoo Ranger Juicy Haze did. And it has a slight bit more bitterness. If I said bitterness the first time, that time I meant juiciness. You gotta stop them here, Oklahoma State. I don't want Texas to win. I hate Texas. Texas is the reason that the old Southeastern Conference is fucked. And they joined the Big 12, saved them their own ass, screwing everybody else over. They're the reason the Big 12 almost tanked. And it was a lot closer than a lot of Texas fans think. Oklahoma was in talks with the Pac-12 to join their conference. They were not going to do it without taking Oklahoma State, Texas Tech, and Baylor. They wanted to take those three teams with them to the Pac-12. Well, with having already lost Texas A&M to the SEC and Missouri to the SEC, and Nebraska to the Big Ten, and Colorado to the Pac-12, they did not want to lose those four teams. So Texas kind of swallowed a little bit of a pill and let them have a little more of the earnings from the conference. But Texas, despite not being anything for the last 10 years, has been the big boy as far as how much money they command out of the conference, which is bullshit. I don't know. I want to do reviews of Saliva's new album, 10 Lives, which is an incredible album. It really is. Uh, if you're at all a fan of hard rock, alternative metal, southern rock, give it a try. It is actually really, really good. I mean, I liked their last album a lot too. The first one with the new singer was so-so, but these last two have been really solid. And the local band, Arson City, I really kind of want to do a review of their new album, Hell of a Ride. But at the same time, when I only listen to them on Spotify, I don't feel like there's enough merit for me to say, yeah, this is great. Go buy it if you like this kind of stuff. Because I didn't buy it. I didn't buy them. Saliva's I really do want to buy. I want to buy Arson City's album too. I really do. Right now, there's not money for me to be buying albums. I say that when I bought 4 $13 Crowlers down in Lincoln, but you do what you got to do. I love beer more. And I can't have the beer if I don't spend that money. I can have the music if I just spend $10 a month for Spotify. So, you take what you can take. With that said, eventually, yes, I will own Saliva's new album, and I will own Arson City's new album. Until then, they will make money off of me listening to the albums on Spotify. But like I said, if you like hard rock, alternative metal, southern rock, give Saliva's new album a go. It's honestly amazing. If you want a new up-and-coming rock band, like, it's hard rock, but there's some lighter stuff. There's even some alternative metal in their early stuff. Like, you can still find, and that's still on Spotify. But if you're looking for a new up-and-coming rock band, give Arson City a go. I wouldn't suggest starting with this new album. It's very good. What I would honestly tell you to start with, I would probably tell you to start with their first EP, which is just named Arson City. Or I might have you start with their album, which they had 2 EPs than their first album. Now, if you like lighter stuff, it would either be the second EP or the album. Actually, either way, we'll just say start with the first album, because it has that heavy ass stuff and it has the lighter stuff. But if I were to do a half-assed rating for Saliva's album, I would say a 4 out of 5. If I were to do a half-assed rating for Arson City's album, 3.75 out of 5. I was kind of disappointed with Arson City's, just because I had come to expect so much more from them. It's really good music, but when I got into Arson City, I didn't listen to anything local. I listened to what I listened to, for 10 plus years. I had never listened to a local band before, unless you would count Slipknot, but Slipknot is also listened by 20-30 million other people. That's not very local. That's more people that are in the state. So I would say that's not very local. But anyways, you got it. I'm going to use 3 different glasses for this beer. I got my IPA glass, I'm going to use my Schnifter, and I'm going to use my Tiku by the end of this. But, would I get this again? I'm not big into IPAs. I'm not big into hops being the forefront, just because that's everything you see today. I like it. I like hop forward beers, I do. But when that's what you're going to find 9 times out of 10, I'm not crazy about it. But yes, I would genuinely buy this again. Next time I go down to Lincoln, this is on tap. I will not hesitate to get another growler of it. It is very good. Now, with that said, if there's 4 or 5 stouts I've never had, or the stouts I have in there, I might go with them over this, because I am more of a malt guy. I am more of the big-ass stout kind of guy. Now, granted, none of those are big-ass stouts. They're all 6% alcohol by volume, all 3 beers I have in there. 2 of them are stouts. The other one is a pumpkin beer that doesn't have a lot of pumpkin in it. They warned me when I got it, not a lot of pumpkin, but it was amazing. It had a lot of coffee and such to it. But, yeah, it depends on a lot of those kind of factors. What else there is there, you know. But I love this beer, and I would not hesitate to get this again. I'd be curious to see, what have I rated everything I've had from Boiler Brewing Co. I don't think I've rated anything less than 4.5. What I'd go with on this, trying to ignore the fact that it's a very small brewery, not very mass produced. See, I want to say 4.25, but I'm kind of worried about saying that, thinking it might not be up to that snuff of 4.25. It's going down very easy, and Nebraska Native, that's the one that's in stores, but it's a $25 bomber, and I'm not going to spend that. It's sour, though, so you can't be surprised. I don't want to rush the rating just because it is local. It is small, and I don't want to overdo it just because they're a small brewery. I don't want to embellish. Hey, Luna, if you could shut up, that'd be great. Nobody cares. Head's cleared out. Honestly, if it was a blind taste test, we'll say it that way. If this was a blind taste test, I just love the flavor to this. And if you ask me how much it was, I would guess like 5.5%. I'm gonna say a 4.5. I'm just gonna say it's 4.5 out of 5. But I'm curious if that's the lowest rating I've ever given one of their beers. Here's the last one, Jitters, which I already know I gave it a 5-star. And that was my introduction to this brewery. And oh God, it's so beautiful. Honestly, if you come through Nebraska, I don't care if you're not going to Lincoln. If you're going to Omaha, stop through Lincoln. If you don't know where this thing is, where this brewery is, basically head to Memorial Stadium. Head to the football stadium. once there, you should see a hotel by the name of Graduate. It's going to be the tallest building in the area. Head to that. Directly across the street from there is going to be the Grand Mason building, something like that. And the basement of that is Boiler. It is in the alleyway in the middle of that street corner, or that, that block. It's like, what can you say when the worst beer you've had from a brewery is 4.5 out of 5 stars? What can you say? It's an incredible beer. I'm gonna hang it up because I want to have this in another glass. So till next time, Prost.